variables, or I'll call them the arrows as well. Again, we have a future deep dive on it, but just as a brief explanation, you can see either a left arrow or a right arrow. And then depending on where it is on the left top bottom or the right top or bottom determines the expression. And so the left top arrow would be like an active brain, right? It's always churning and chugging, and it needs food to process it, basically. And then if you're looking at the left bottom arrow, if that's left, and then that would be a busy body, right? That would be an observed body that is active and constantly moving. Then if you go to the right, the personality, the black side of things, if the top right arrow is facing left, then that's a strategic mind, and it's very focused and just pulling things apart in a mental way. And then the bottom right arrow, if it's facing left, it would be a focused kind of view. Do you have anything to say on the left arrow broadly?
No, just the the active, strategic, narrowed principle. Strategy demands you're narrowing something about your view, your mental process, how you're thinking, your movement, your purpose of it all. And it's sort of putting stuff together. Strategy is about, maybe I can get some of this out of some of that with some of this, which is the opposite of what you're about to read.
Yeah. So then going into the right arrow, then depending on its location. So again, we're going to now be reading this from the left to the right, the black or the red to the black.
Yep.
If you're looking at the top left arrow, and if it's facing right, then it is a passive quote brain. So that's a brain it's not like the left brain is always like churning through and it like needs constant food. The right brain is more chill and just receiving, and it's more passive. And so like those are people that would do better with like fasting and stuff like that. So just kind of an interesting little side note. Then if you go down to the bottom left arrow, if that's facing right, it's an observer body. It's more of a chill body. It's not running around like crazy. It's more chill and observing outwards. Then if you flip over to the black side, the personality side, that top arrow, if it's facing right, it's a receptive mind. As opposed to strategic, it's receptive and it's taking it in and it's just receiving by being. And then the bottom right arrow, if that's facing right, then it's a peripheral and a wide view.
In the 17 or almost 18 years now that I've been doing this, I have noticed, and others hopefully can corroborate this, Ra always said, we're moving to the right, just period. And so when I first started, it was straight up 50-50, you know what I mean? 50-50 between right and left. And now it's not. It's a little more weighted to the right, so it seems. But I'd love other people to check their chart. Check if you pulled 20 charts in the last year of yourself, check them and just come up with an average of right and left arrows. Where is that? But we're moving to the right because that open and receptivity is this magic place. But that movement isn't it doesn't mean we're getting rid of the other thing necessarily. It's just there's a slight movement to it. It's going to be weighted more towards that. Just like we don't need as many manifestors. Sooner or later, we won't need necessarily everyone to be strategic, because the old seven-centered way was strictly strategic. All arrows pointed left, and then you lose some of your humanity if you're not open. Receptivity is the compassion is in there. You know, I mean, a lot of our openness to God's grace and glory is openness to it. It's very much inside of rightness, wherever it be in the world or in your body graph. Even if you don't have any rightness in your body graph, you got rightness. You live in a world of it, and every single gate has a variable. We only list the top two. Every gate. So go down to down to Pluto. You go down to Pluto, you got either a right or a left. It's one or the other. There's a tone and a base and everything to every single gate. So your body graph is loaded with arrows. We just don't show them because it's too much.
Yeah, it get too confusing. But like I said, we're doing a future episode on this, so don't get too tangled up trying to understand it. I just wanted to do a brief overview of like, what do these arrows mean? Because it could just be confusing. So that's like the brief little overview on the variable arrows.